Hello and welcome everybody to a brilliant battle between a Lord as the Tomb Kings against Consulofrome as Avelorn. Both of these ducks are going to be fighting it out on Iron Sand Desert with all of their pride on the line. As we can see, for the front line of Avelorn, we do have 5 units of Dryads alongside 2 units of Treekin and the nice big bad Tree Man. All of the front line here having Fear, with the Tree Man here of course having Terror. The nice 20% physical resistance for the entirety of the trees, however they all do have a negative 25% weakness to fire damage. For the backline here, we do have a unit of Shadow Warriors here with the Stalk and Fire Whilst Moving. The ROR Lothran Seaguard, the Storm Riders, which have Fire Whilst Moving, as well as the nice Fear, bonus large and anti-large melee attacks. And for the last unit here, we do have the ROR Shadow Warriors, the Grey, which are an exceptional good unit, coming with Loric's Shroud, as well as Stalk, Snipe and Fire Whilst Moving. All 3 units in the back here do have Fire Whilst Moving, allowing some very good mobility here for the Avelorn. 2 units of very fast Ellyrian Reavers in the back with the 90 speed, very good at protecting the backline range, all could be very good aggressively here at shutting down the backline range of the Tomb Kings. In the sky today, we do have Alarielle the Radiant coming on top of her Eagle. She will be having quite a few spells here today, including Star of Avelorn, Arcane Conduit, Earthblood, Boon of Isha, Shield of Safri, and Lithe Bloom. Over here in the front of the Tomb Kings, we have the Big Bad Lord today, Cetra the Imperishable. He has the Blessed Blade of Petra, as well as Wrath of Petra, Incantation of Protection, Incantation of Cursed Blades, Unyielding Will, and the Restless Dead. We do have 2 units of Skeleton Warriors in the front line, 4 units of Skeleton Spearmen, including here the ROR unit of King Scorpion Legion. These bad boys coming through with the extra armor and the nice poison melee attacks. To round out the infantry today, we do have the very nice Kepra Guard, the ROR Tomb Guard, which are of course damage dealers with that nice regeneration, anti-infantry bonus versus infantry. To start us off for the big boys today, we do have the Sphinx of Yusef, which is an exceptional unit with flaming attacks, bonus large, anti-large, and armor-piercing weapon strength, the nice fire resistance, and that beautiful terror. This thing is going to be exceptional up against all the Tree King and the Tree Men, as well as all other units of trees that do have that fire weakness. In the backline, we do have the Casket Assault, so that 960 armor-piercing missile strength, and of course the Big Bad Bone Giant, the massive 625 missile strength for the bonus large, anti-large, and armor-piercing nice big bow. We do have the units of Skeleton Horsemen here, just one today in the back to protect all of the backline range, so they're going to be very busy here competing up against the very fast Ellyrian Reavers. So a nice big army here today for the Tomb Kings. Some 2 very interesting armies with some nice big entities. Should be fun here to see what they can get out of both sides. As we can see here in the front, we do see Cetra the Imperishable pushing through some trees. He does have that nice fire damage. Should be getting that extra work here up against the Dryads. A nice rear charge here though coming from Alarielle the Radiant, doing some very good damage up against Cetra. Cetra is going to be using Incantation of Protection and his nice blade to give the negative to stats. Incantation of Protection giving that 44% resistance, and also the negative thanks to the Blade of Petra. So we are going to be having the fire damage. Sphinx of Yusef going straight into the Dryads. He's going to want to move though, as he is getting shot here by all 3 units of range. But as you can see here, the Storm Riders already tremendously damaged, down to a 3rd HP, going down to 39 models. As you can see, we do have the Tree Man coming in, getting shot in the flank here by the Bone Giant. And it looks like we are about to be having the Battle of the Century. We are going to be having the Tree Man going up against the Sphinx of Yusef. We got the Star of Avelorn going down with Incantation of the Cursed Blade. Given that base weapon damage and armor piercing, these 2 are going to be going straight up against each other with the roots coming through with those big slabs and those ginormous blades slicing straight through the tree here of the Tree Man. Big hits to the side coming from the Bone Giant, and as you can see here with the big wind coming out of the Sphinx of Yusef, this guy's going to be absolutely destroying the Tree Man, letting him leave here with 1,400 HP left to speak of. As you can see, flying high in the sky, we're going to see Alarielle the Radiant. She didn't come in to help here, which is a little bit surprising, but the Tree Man really going to be struggling as he's getting hit in the back here from the Bone Giant. We are going to be seeing the Sphinx of Yusef with 3,400 HP left. He will be swiping through the front line, getting some very good damage value as we have just hit the 2nd stage. Gonna have a nice healing there, map wide for the Tomb Kings, as they are going to be fighting in the front line up against the Dryads. 5th Dryads as well as Fear for the Skeleton Warriors and Co. all in the front line, allowing and meaning there's going to be no negatives up to the front line of the Avelorn. We are about to see the Spearmen here, 2 units, including the King's Scorpion Legion with a nice poison coming through. If you manage to get the poison alongside the Kepra Guard, could be a nice good combination for poisoning units and allowing the Sphinxes here and also the Kepra Guard to get some good damage up against the infantry and large units. All of these 3 are going to be fighting up against the Double Treekin. These brilliant roadblocks, absolutely exceptional at holding here, allowing the maximum amount of value here to come out of the backline range. Looks like we do have the Tree Man in the back with 454 HP. If we do get a nice big shot here coming out of the Bone Giant, but some really good work in the back line with the Ellyrian Reavers to shut him down and stop him from shooting. If they do overstay their welcome though, they will be getting lots of damage thanks to Cetra the Imperishable as well. As you see, we are going to see Alarielle flying over. Is she going to come in for another strike up against Cetra? So nice charge using the... She is going to come in for a strike. Brilliant work from her. She's been a ginormous pain here in the side of Cetra the Imperishable, forcing the Incantation of Protection to go down to him and also on top of the Bone Giant. We are seeing the Spearman coming forward, and I think this is going to be her cue to leave. She doesn't want to be overstaying her welcome, as you're about to see 2 units of cavalry and herself leaving the scenario. Getting some very good damage up against Cetra the Imperishable. She's been a ginormous pain so far. She just have to be careful of terror. She does have immune to psychology, so hopefully that should be able to hold her there. But if she does leave, then obviously not going to be getting immune to psychology here in this pocket. As we do have the nice terror-causing Sphinx, wherever he goes, she needs to be near. We are going to be getting the charge here coming from the weak units of Ellyrian Reavers. Big smash in the front line, causing that terror immediately up against that 1 unit. But the second unit of Ellyrian Reavers coming through, doing some okay damage, but they're mainly there just to shut down the Bone Giant, stop him from shooting and killing the Tree Man. It looks like we did have a Star of Avelorn here, the second one going down on him, and it looks like we had an Earthblood overextended as well to really try and save this Tree Man. I don't know if that's worth it or if it was worth just healing up this pocket here. As you can see, we are going to be having broken units. Also, very good stuff. We have the Ushopti summon coming in here. Looks like it pinned up against the Treekin. And actually, Ushopti are going to be very good up against Dryads as they are infantry. As the Ushopti will have the bonuses infantry, anti-infantry armor piercing. So it looks like we are going to be losing both units of Treekin here in the front line. Just Dryads to speak of. And it looks like we are going to have the Grey coming in as well. These guys actually have some good melee stats. With the 47 melee attack, 41 melee defense. Absolutely no joke here for these models. We are going to be having the Sphinx though going hand to cuff here up against the Alarielle the Radiant, and looks like she is going to get away for now, but a good strike in the backside for him up against her and her up against him. We are going to be getting Cetra going in. Oh, brilliant work here coming out of Cetra, using the Blessed Blade of Petrarch to come through with all the weakness, meaning with the nice heavy chariot, just pushing through, getting that weakness and leaving straight away. Oh, a near miss here coming out of Alarielle the Radiant, and as you can see here, unimpeded for the entirety of this game, the Casket of Souls has already racked up 115 kills. Really good work here from Arubberduckofwar protecting this unit. And I also do not know how the Kepra Guard has survived so long. I mean, the King's Scorpion here will of course help with that nice poison, but here these guys have stood for so long. I think there's a little bit of an overcommitment here coming from Consulofrome. He really needs to whip around these flanks and shut down these entities. This fire is going to be coming through for the entirety of this game, and the Bone Giant only has 3 lots of ammunition left. We also looks like we are going to be having Alarielle going straight up against the Sphinx. This is not where she wants to be. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a sacrifice coming through with the Ellyrian Reavers, just to try and shut down up against the Sphinx and get some good damage. Oh, some good damage going up against him. Treekin coming in the back as well. Both have been terrified though. That was a very good pin and would allow Alarielle to come with a nice charge and deal with the Sphinx. Sphinx down to 1.4k HP though, and I've set her down to 2,300 himself. Ooh, near miss though coming out of the Bone Giant. 1 shot left for him. Looks like we did actually lose the Tree Man. He got shattered there on the corner of your screen. Alarielle is going to be getting the rear charge up against the Sphinx. Switch down to 1,000 HP. He is going to be wavering, so you need to keep an eye on him, but he has broken the Shadow Warriors. Shadow Warriors will be getting pushed away. As you see, no immune to psychology for them, as Alarielle the Radiant isn't going to be close enough. But a good charge onto Cetra. She's been a ginormous pain in Cetra's side. That 110 speed along with the Ellyrian Reavers, very good mobility here for the High Elves, just getting in and in the side here of the Tomb Guard. From the Tomb Kings. As you can see, the Sphinx here is really struggling here in the pocket, down to 500 HP. He's really struggling as he's been fighting up against Alarielle the Radiant. 200 HP left for him. He's going to be down to 100 now. Can he survive? It looks like Cetra was going to come through, but a nice pin using the Ellyrian Reavers, stopping him from coming through. Down to 93 HP. There was a spell going off. Not from the Tomb Kings though, so going to be no healing for him. And he will go down. That's such a shame to see. That phenomenal unit will be going down here, but he will be shattering a unit of Ellyrian Reavers for his troubles. Looks like he's going to shatter some Treekin and 2 units of Ellyrian Reavers. So good work for him. I'm sure he got some tremendous damage value. It'll be interesting to see at the end. We do have the Bone Giant using all of his ammunition with the incantation of the Cursed Blades. Going to be fighting here up against the Treekin. A massive 500 armor piercing weapon strength for him. Anything he does hit will absolutely get destroyed. We are going to see the charge coming in from Alaria the Radiant. Her on the 4-low is going to be a bit of a weakness. Setting the Perishable is not slow. If he gets a good rear charge here, he could pin her on the floor. It looks like that's what he's going to do. Look at that flame coming out. He looks absolutely awesome here. But he is going to be pinning in Alaria the Radiant, allowing her not to get that flying animation. She is going to have to turn around and fight. As you can see, that explosion did go off, giving those negatives to stats. She only has 16 melee defense here. Balance of power really pushing into the Tomb King favor here. And as you can see, that is going to be her breaking and shattering. And what a fantastic finale here for this game. Brilliant stuff coming out of both players here today. Both of these ducks should be very proud of their performance. And what an excellent build here coming out of Consul of Rome. Really nice tree build with some good, interesting units. And I really like the 3 units with the fire whilst moving. Some good stalk as well, allowing these units to be extremely versatile. 2,100 damage value for L'Oreal the Radiant, 350, 250, 250, 500, and 360 damage value. 87 kills and 101. Very good stuff. 62 kills here as well. Some really good stuff from this front line. But obviously these guys were always going to struggle up against some of the better infantry. These guys are very good roadblocks and very good at holding, but you're not really looking for these guys to be big damage dealers. But 101 kills, still some very good work. Probably getting about 400 damage value on average for each unit. 1,052 damage value for the Shadow Warriors, 600 damage value for the Storm Riders, and 1,229 for the Grey. Both of the Shadow Warriors doing extremely well. I think the Storm Riders struggled simply because they don't have Stalk. They got hit very hard in the beginning here up against the Casket of Souls, doing 2/3 damage health value, meaning these guys would have been losing models all over the place throughout the entirety of the battle. 31 kills, 690 damage value for the Ellyrian Reavers, 540 here for the second unit. Some good work from these Ellyrian Reavers. They just kept coming back. They were a ginormous pain in the Tomb King side, as well as Alaria the Radiant with some fantastic damage value. These fantastic roadblocks for 290 damage value and 390 damage value a piece, so about 350 here between the two. And 350 damage value for the Tree Man, sorry. Tree Man really struggled here today, unfortunately. Some very good counters with the Bone Giant alongside here the Sphinx of Yusuf. With that nice fire damage, the bonus of large anti-large armor piercing, brilliantly designed to deal with the Tree Man. Really unfortunate there for him. It was so cool to see him in the front line, but unfortunately he just couldn't get busy. No matter where he went, you were going to see the Sphinx right behind him. But what an absolutely awesome battle here coming out of Consul of Rome. Tried very hard. Some really good micro here coming out of Lara the Radiant. Really good stuff with the Ellyrian Reavers as well, being ginormously annoying. Getting some good damage value out of the backline range. Just really unfortunate there on the Tree Man pick. But really well played to Melonlord, otherwise known as a Arubberduckofwar. 112 kills, 2,763 damage value. Frontline not doing too much there. Let's have a look. 31 kills, 720 damage value for the King Scorpion Legion. Just showing why these guys are fantastically good. They got some good damage value up against the Ellyrian Reavers. And if you put them alongside here, the Kepra Guard, they're going to get some good damage value together. 116 kills, 1,755 damage value. These two pretty much held that really nice pocket that unfortunately Consul of Rome did overtly aggressively attack. 8 kills for 250 damage value here for the Skeleton Horsemen. They did some very good holding in the early stages up against the Ellyrian Reavers, just stopping them getting into the back line there and getting onto these backline artillery pieces. 1,900 damage value here for the Bone Giant for 21 kills, doing some fantastic stuff in the flank here up against the Tree Man. 31 kills, 2,750 damage value for the Sphinx of Yusuf, doing some brilliant work here up against the Tree Man, up against Alariel the Radiant, just smashing the front line in general, shattering 2 units of Treekin, alongside taking out the 2 units of Ellyrian Reavers. 164 kills, 3,036 damage value for the Casket of Souls here, who in my opinion was the man of the match. This guy came through doing some absolutely tremendous damage value here, really having that nice burst, shutting down against the backline range, really taking care of these Dryads, and on that nice blob just getting a tremendous amount of kills. Guys, what a fantastic battle with some really cool, interesting units. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a humongous thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Drop a comment down below about what you you guys thought about the battle. And if you are new here, think about subscribing. It would really help me and the channel grow as well. And if you have already subscribed and you are awesome, maybe try and share this with somebody else who you think might enjoy this battle as well. Down in my description, you can find my Discord where you can join and talk about all things Warhammer related and all cool things coming here on the channel in the future. So I've been your boy Logic. I hope you've enjoyed your stay. If you have, that's awesome. Take care of yourself during these times, and I'll see you all during the next video or live stream. Take care.